Welcome one and all. If you're new to the channel or you haven't yet subscribed, hit the pause button and subscribe. Now today's video is all about scooter riders. It's not just 20-minuters. For those of you that don't know, I refer to 20-minuters as delivery riders on an L plate because they do monumentally stupid things and their life expectancy is probably only going to be about 20 minutes the way they behave. But anyway, what we're looking at today is a whole load of scooter riders, some of whom are 20-minuters, really just not riding safe. Some of them are on L plates, but as you'll see as we go through the video, some of the things just are not fundamentally safe. We're going to start out on the south bank of the River Thames. This is approaching Westminster Bridge. So I'm just riding along. I'm coming up to a queue of traffic at some temporary traffic lights. But as we get to here, I can see that there isn't room to filter right to the front. And I need to find a space just to pull in safely. So I do so behind the yellow Bentley. So we've got a 20-minuter flying up to the traffic lights. Now I'd love to know where he thinks he's going to stop, because if he goes ahead of the white car, he won't be able to see the traffic lights changing. And if he stops where he is on the outside of the white car, he's blocking the lane of traffic coming the other way. But luckily for him, the lights change just as he gets there, so he can go off. What we're now looking for is the second scooter rider that's going to come bombing down the outside of the queue of traffic and try and swerve around the white car as it pulls out because the lights have changed to green. So he has to go into the bus lane opposite, which has a cyclist coming in the other way. If the white car pulls out further than he does, this could be a serious accident. Unfortunately, the quality of the next video isn't terribly clear. I'm just leaving Richmond and there's a 20-minuter up ahead in the queue of traffic. There are temporary traffic lights ahead. You can just see in the distance that it's a red light. This 20-minuter is going to decide to go down the outside of the queuing traffic, which isn't a problem other than he's going to go the wrong way round the bollards for the mini roundabout that's there. Now, if somebody decides they are suddenly turning right, they're going to go straight into him. That blue sign with the white arrow telling traffic to go to the left of the bollards is there for a reason. Now, he's going round the wrong way and the traffic lights have already changed to green. So the traffic is starting to come towards him and the traffic is pulling off. So he's in a no-win situation here. I don't know what he thinks he's doing other than he's a 20-minuter. Now this guy, he's just a commuter on a scooter. He's got an L plate on it. And in my opinion, he's got an awful lot to learn. He's going to come past me. I've given him room to get past, but this isn't filtering. This is just overtaking. It's not a problem other than he's getting way too close to the Vauxhall Astra ahead of him. And we're going to stop the film now. There's a BMW estate up ahead indicating to turn left. And as we roll the film forwards, we're going to find that he's not anticipating this because the Astra is going to brake before he is. Now, because the BMW is turning left, the back end of the car is going to stick out into the road. So the Astra is going to move to the right to go round it. This guy has got no escape route because there are vehicles in the middle of the road waiting to turn right. And now there's a bollard to the right, so there's still not room. Now, luckily, the BMW actually pulls into their driveway pretty smartly. I presume you have to learn to do that on this stretch of road, otherwise you're going to get rear-ended. But if he suddenly hits the brakes, that Astra is going to hit the brakes and move out to the right. And this motorcyclist has nowhere to go. We're going to roll the film on now. Now, I'm about to pause the film because you can clearly see there is an ambulance with blue flashing lights blocking the near side lane. So why this guy thinks it's okay to undertake the traffic moving into that lane, he has no idea what the ambulance is there for or what is in the road ahead of the ambulance. I'm hanging back because I know that this Royal Mail van will need to pull across into my lane. So we're now filtering through the traffic. He's now going to swerve around the trailer with the cars on the back of it that's trying to change lanes. If the trailer suddenly brakes, he's got nowhere to go. He's becoming increasingly insistent on pushing his way between vehicles when there isn't a gap. Now I've paused the vehicle here because clearly there is not room for him to get through between the Volkswagen and the van. As we roll the film forwards, we're going to see he's going to try and shove his way between the two. Now, why put yourself in this position? If that van or the Volkswagen move in any way, he could be the one that's going to be squished between the two of them. Luckily, the Volkswagen is very considerate and moves out the way. I'm going to say thank you, and we carry on. And he's going to come up to a lorry and a white Audi. Now, once again, there just isn't room. And if there isn't room, don't push the front of your scooter in between the two, hoping that one of them's going to move out the way. This was just a case of, well, there's room for the bike, but actually he can't get past the wing mirrors. I'd say, okay, it's not a problem. But there just isn't room for the bike there. And he keeps on sticking his front wheel between the vehicles when there isn't room for the rest of the bike to follow. And finally, he's going to filter around the back of a van at right angles to the traffic, but there isn't room for him to finish the manoeuvre, so he's now stuck at an angle to the way that he wants to go, and he has to wait for the truck to move out of his way before he can carry on. And finally, I'm on the Ewell bypass. I'm getting close to home. I've just gone past a bus, and suddenly this scooter rider appears down my inside, who's clearly overtaken the bus and then swerved to the inside lane to undertake everybody. It's not a problem. However, he's becoming increasingly insistent. He wants to filter past the BMW, but doesn't have room to do so. And he is just, in my opinion, just dangerously close to the back of the BMW, who it turns out is going to want to turn right up ahead. He's got about 1.5 meters stopping distance, and when the BMW indicates that they want to turn left, he's not actually pulling back or braking significantly. He's just keeping the distance, which is, okay, now 2 meters, but still insufficient. If this BMW turning left suddenly realises that there's an obstruction or they're going faster than they want and hit the brakes hard, he's got nowhere to go. So I'm giving him plenty of space down the inside because I'm just worried that he's going to change lanes into the side of me. And then finally we've got the early morning commute. I'm in the centre of Kingston Town, and you're looking at, on the inside lane, the scooter rider. Now, the car behind him is going to indicate that he wants to change into the middle lane, but the scooter just cuts the corner and moves across into the middle lane and then back to the outside lane. Now the scooter starts to indicate that he wants to get back into the middle lane, which is fine, not a problem. But I have my suspicions that he doesn't want the middle lane, he wants the outside lane, he wants to turn right towards Richmond. So I'm keeping a close eye on him, and he starts moving further and further across, and then at the very last moment indicates there's no lifesaver look over his shoulder, he's just going to change lanes. Thankfully I've given him plenty of room, but that doesn't mean I have to be happy about it. If you like this video, please hit that like button and stay safe out there.